Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear Sunnah Nikah team and all of our brothers and sisters on there that are looking to get married, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all and allow you to find the right partners. My little advice or message, just based on a bit of experience, is that it's very important for people to decide what they're looking for and make sure that they're at least getting the fundamental aspects of such qualities that they're looking for, or such traits that they're looking for. Otherwise, it's very difficult to adjust sometimes afterwards. So in my book, for example, which is called a Handbook of a Healthy Muslim Marriage, I list there 50 questions. Okay, I list there 50 questions that you could potentially ask a potential spouse. And I say potentially ask because you don't want to go with that whole list and do an interview, because that's going to sound awful and they're going to put somebody off. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to read through them. It's just to give you an idea, because something might be important to you but you've never thought about asking it, right? Because different people approach this in different ways. So what you do is you take you read through those 50 questions, and you take those that are most relevant to you, the 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever, and you ask them. So for example, does your partner want to settle down and have children straight away? What's their approach to work? What's their approach to in-laws? What's their approach to, I mean, some of this stuff is really, really basic, but you'll see other things as well. Would they like to travel? Do they like to travel? Are they thinking of moving to another country? Do they want to move with work? How career oriented they are, you know? Like, is that something that if their work demanded that they go somewhere else, that you'd have to go with them? So there's a number of these kind of questions. It's very important for you to find out. Also, try to the best of your ability. I know sometimes it's not always possible, and you do have to whittle down, you know, your criteria and so on. But sometimes what's very important is that if you've got some main criteria, right, then make sure that you get that, and don't just have wishful thinking in that regard. Oh, they'll just do that later. If it's so important for you. So if, for example, you want them to live with your family, okay, and they're saying right now, I don't think so, but I might be able to do so later on, it's probably not going to happen. It's probably going to be very, very difficult for them to happen. So don't get married to that person. Find somebody who is willing to live, you know, with your family. If it's somebody that you want with a hijab on, all right, that already wears a hijab or a niqab or something like that, well, try to get that, because while it is possible that somebody get married to you and then after that they do that, but then sometimes they could just do it for the wrong reasons, or they don't do it and they find it much tougher, but you're already married and committed. So that creates a problem afterwards, right? It creates a massive problem afterwards. I want somebody who, you know, prays in the mosque 5 times a day or something like that, or who has a beard, or, you know, he goes out in tabligh, or, you know, whatever it is it might be. Try to get somebody who has those kind of qualities. If they are the most important, I'm not saying these are the most important qualities. If that's what you've made as the most important quality, make sure that you get that. So ask the relevant questions and find the best qualities that you can to the best of your ability. Otherwise, that quality is going to have to go down into another level. So anyway, go ahead and you can check the book out and the 50 questions. I know somebody who did go in with a list of questions and the whole thing failed. So don't do that, right? You know, just have the main questions in your mind and you ask them casually, and inshallah you'll get the response, and hopefully that will help you. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for your and our prosperity, for a prosperous marriage for you and for everybody else, and that it happens sooner than later, and that it be a union that eventually ends up inshallah in paradise, which is where husband and wives should eventually end up anyway, because paradise is not for the single, paradise is for the married. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us that tawfiq and blessing. May Allah bless your Ramadans, and please keep us in your dua as well. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.